Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped. Now then, many of you will know that I do have a thing for my watches. I love my Hoya Monaco Caliber 11, but I've never built a watch before. But in this video, that's exactly what I'm going to do, because in the two boxes in front of me is a watch, and I'm going to assemble it over the next couple of hours. But while I'm doing that, I thought I would give you a much needed update on where the channel is right now and some of my plans for next year, because I have a feeling next year is going to be the biggest so far. Now actually, my initial plan was to make this video many months ago. So I reached out to these guys. These boxes come from the DIY Watch Club. And basically on their website, they have a whole range of watches and they are self-assembly. It's like, for me, the next step on from Lego. You know, I've built loads of Lego models. I can build my own watch. And I reached out to them and said, I'd really love to have a go at that. So they sent me this. It's a diver's watch. And I thought it would be quite interesting to have a go at it, but also I've managed to bag a 10% discount code. So I'm going to put a link in the description below and in a pinned comment, and you can follow the link and you can basically have a go yourself. My initial thoughts was I'd do it as a lockdown project, and literally the kit arrived just as things opened up. And to be quite honest, I've literally not stopped since then, but I thought with Christmas coming, this would make an amazing Christmas present for your significant other if they're into their watches. Because what you get in here is basically everything you need to make your own watch. First of all, you get this lovely little toolbox, if you like. So in here, I've got a whole range of tools and all the things I'm going to need. I've got some other components in there. So there's loads and loads of stuff that you get in here. And I've gone for a diver's watch because I like that style of watch. And then the assembly instructions, basically when you get your kit, you get a little bit of paper like this. And there's a URL, you go to a website, and on my laptop there, I've basically got a whole range of little videos that will explain each of the steps that I need to make the watch. Now, I'm not going to go step by step. This video isn't so much about how you do that or how you build the watch, because I think that would be, one, quite difficult to film, and two, quite dull. So I thought what I'd do is I'd crack on and build the watch, and at the same time as doing that, just chat to you about where we are as a channel, because I'm on the brink, hopefully, of something pretty special. So the first thing I'm going to do is lay all the bits out that I need. I have a feeling I'm going to need glasses. More on this very shortly. And then we can crack on and start to assemble stuff, because there's quite a lot of things in here, and there's stuff that kind of looks really, you know, more boxes in there. I think I might start with this little pad here, put it there, and that's where I'm going to be doing my assembly, I think. Oh boy, lots of bits here. Absolutely no idea where to start. I think I'm going to go to my first video. Give me a couple of minutes, I'll work out where I am, and then I can start talking to you about, well, what a year it's been so far. Opening the packaging and wearing finger cots. What the hell's a finger cot? That must be in here. There we go. Okay, so basically a finger cot is like a little condom you put on your fingers. Yeah, that's a good look, strong look. I think probably, how many have I got? Oh wow, I've got quite a few. So the idea behind these is so that you don't get grease and stuff on the bits of the watch. This sounds really serious. Right, where's the actual watch itself? What's that? Hands. They're going to be small. Well, that sounds heavy. Sounds heavy? Feels heavy. So yeah, this year so far has been unbelievable, really. Clearly we hit some big milestones. We hit 100,000 subscribers. We've now gone on to 127,000, nearly 128. Oh yeah. Look at this bad boy. So that is the main casing of my new diver watch. So yeah, so we hit the 100,000 subscribers, and I'll be honest, I thought I was potentially going to then really springboard and grow quite quickly. And don't get me wrong, I have since then added another another 27,000 subscribers. But it is a really, really challenging thing to do. You know, the YouTube space in automotive is very, very saturated. You need to stand above the crowd to get videos to really do well. You just need to take it to the next level all the time, and also have a good chunk of luck. And luckily I've had some videos do really, really well, but there have been times when my monthly views have dipped and you start doubting yourself, and you think, well, hold on a minute, at this point I really, really want to make a good go of being a full-time YouTuber. I never thought I'd ever be in a position to do that. But when you make that conscious decision, I'm going to be a full-time YouTuber, and then you look at your numbers each month, or actually normally, and any of my content creator friends will back me up on this one, normally it's like several times a day, thinking, why aren't those videos performing? You do start to doubt yourself, but I am very excited about the prospect of what can happen next year and some of the things that I want to do. But yeah, I'm going to just work out what my next step is now. I've got my finger cots on. I have a feeling this is going to be really, really fiddly. So I've managed to take the back off of the actual case, and I've got this internal ring thing just here. But the first and maybe the most scary bit is this here. This tiny little thing there, that is the movement. So you obviously don't have to make that bit, luckily. And I've got a date ring running around the outside. Yeah, oh my goodness me. Right, I think this is one of those times where I really do need to concentrate. Where I am right now, running up to Christmas, I'm trying desperately to sort of build some content shooting opportunities this side of Christmas, and then really next year. Up until now, for me, YouTube has been, it started off very much a hobby, and I'd describe it as a hobby for certainly the first kind of 3 years. It will be 6 years in January I've been doing YouTube, would you believe, which I just think is nuts. But yeah, it's very much a hobby to start with, and just an excuse to get out and, you know, hang around cars and car culture and car people and get to drive some cool cars. And then it kind of started to grow and build from then. And really the last 12 to 18 months, I've realized that there's an opportunity here for this to be what I do. And the training side of my work, I still do it if I get asked to do some training, but I generally don't proactively look for that. And what I really want to do next year is really push on and see if YouTube can be full-time. And a few people have said, oh, surely you must be full-time, Ped, you know, 127,000 subscribers, you've got to be full-time. Well, it's simply not that easy, and it's not just based on, as I've talked about on a number of times on the channel, it's not just based on subscriber numbers, it's view numbers and it's other revenue opportunities. And I guess that's really one of the main themes I wanted to talk about here, because one of the things I need to try and work out and balance is how I monetize myself. Again, I've talked about this quite a lot, but I thought it was pertinent after a couple of comments on the channel recently, not malicious, but just, you know, comments about how many ads and so on. And it's a very, very difficult balance to strike, working with brands and doing things that resonate. And one of the reasons I thought I'd have a chat about this while I'm doing this is a brand integration. I'm working with DIY Watch Club. You know, I've managed to bag you a 10% discount. I get to build a watch, it's a bit of fun. I get to make some content. I'm not getting paid to do this, but you know, it's about having opportunities to make content. And I try and do that with things that resonate. You know, I've talked about watches on the channel before, and I thought this was a natural fit, a really good example of how I could bring something a bit different, a bit of fun to the channel. I enjoy doing it. Hopefully you enjoy watching it, and maybe some of you will click on the link below and go and buy one of these watches, and that works for DIY Watch Club as well. Things have progressed. I have an eyepiece on. So we've now got to the point where I've got the movement, I've actually got the face on the movement. I'll try and show you that. The face is really cool on this, actually. So I've chose the face design. So the nice thing is you can, even when you choose a particular watch, you can choose to kind of customize it. So the diver watch itself, you can choose the face, the type of hands. There's other really cool things that you can customize. So I quite like that. You kind of, not only do you make your own watch, but you can kind of make it your own, if that makes sense. Just a quick one, just in terms of price, because I'm sure you probably want to know that. This particular watch actually is one of the more expensive watches on the website, and it was just under $300. So what's that, £250, something like that? And that includes shipping. However, something to point out, and I didn't realise this till after I'd got it sent, was that if you're in the UK or Europe, it may well be that you have an import tax that you have to pay. I got a bill basically a couple of weeks after the watch arrived for about £70. So you just need to bear that in mind. It's to do with where the watches are shipped from, I think. So you just need to factor that into the cost of the watch. But I still don't think that's bad. You're talking about £300 to £350, and as I said, this is one of the more expensive watches. I don't think that's bad. They're really nice quality, and it's a bit of fun, and it's probably cheaper than a high-end Lego kit, to be honest. But yeah, so next step is putting the hands on, and actually that looks a bit worrying because the hands are tiny. My eyesight isn't great. One of the things, by the way, I spend so much time editing. You'll notice that in some videos I wear glasses, but I went to an optician's this week, and sadly I am now a little bit long-sighted. So not only do I need to wear glasses when I'm reading, but I've got a new prescription of some new glasses coming that I'll probably need to wear when I'm driving, because one of the things I notice, I can see in the distance, but my eyes are struggling a little bit, so my eyes get quite tired when I've been driving a long time. And the big challenge I've got is my close-up vision isn't great, so I can't really make out the detail on things like the sat-nav and that type of stuff. So new glasses inbound. But anyway, next thing, let's get some hands put on this bad boy. Oh my days, this looks really scary. Let's play a next video, I think.
Dive watch we have here.
Ooh.
You should be able to use the same technique for modding Seikos and many other watches. For other content, such as the removal of watches.
All I would say, he's not the most dynamic guy who's telling you the details. And you end up watching the videos back a few times.
For most beginners, and you run the risk. This is where you'll install your sweeping second hand after the hour and minute hands are set.
Blimey. That part is intense. Putting the hour and the minute hand on. I think I've done it right. They're moving properly. The next bit is a bit worrying. Installing the second hand. Warning, this part is very challenging and possesses risk of irreversible damage to the movement. Well, I won't even be able to show you the second hand because it's basically so tiny. I mean, if you've got clumsy fingers, I don't know how that's going to fit on there, to be honest. Oh boy, this is good fun, but quite difficult. I'm guessing once the hands are on, that's the most difficult bit done. But it's enjoyable because it's just so fiddly. God, this is fiddly. Yes! I think I have second hand movement. This is awesome. Man, that's fiddly. I think I've managed to install the second hand without destroying the watch, which is a good thing. Obviously, not that long ago, I went to Bremont. My respect for the guys at Bremont and actually any other watch manufacturer has just raised to a new level, because that is fiddly stuff. And my eyesight isn't brilliant, and it's great. Challenging work, though. It's like the most fiddly thing I've ever done, I think. But hopefully that looks like the watch is running, which is a good thing. So plans for the channel next year. I certainly want to be growing the channel both in terms of subscribers, but the most important thing is views. And that's a combination of me getting access to the right kind of cars that are going to do well on the channel. Anything you'd like to see, by the way, please put in the comments below. I need to grow my other social channels as well. So again, if you don't follow me on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, then please head over there and just give me a follow, because that helps a huge amount, just gets me access to things. And I put a lot of behind the scenes content on there as well. And then if you follow me on those channels, you'll have seen that a couple of months ago I announced that I'm now part of the, it sounds really pretentious, the talent roster at Studio 71, which is an American-based social media company that are going to help me on a whole range of things. But the really big thing is kind of just making sure that my channel and my videos are optimized as much as possible to get the most exposure. So I'm really excited working with those guys. I've already learned loads and loads, and my learning curve is like that for the next 6 to 12 months. So there's plenty of stuff. In the new year, I'd like to do more collaborations, working with other content creators. Me and Joe and Steph, we've been talking about doing a road trip for a very, very long time. Hopefully that might actually happen next year. Clearly all the travel restrictions are lifting almost on a weekly basis, although Europe's not looking great at the moment. So hopefully next year we'll get more media launches, talking to press teams. They're far, far more optimistic about next year, so that will get me access to the very latest and greatest cars. I want to increase the number of brands and car manufacturers that I work with. So I've got lots and lots of things that I really want to nail next year and crack on with. But the next thing I've got to do, well, I'm guessing I've got to start putting that, which is still running, happy days, into the case. Hey. So, I now have the mechanism inside the watch housing itself. But the last cool thing, and I just don't think I'm going to be able to show this on camera, but what I've got here is, so if it's a self-winding watch, there's a little weight that swings around in the back of the watch, this thing here called a rotor. And one of the really cool things you can do when you order your watch is you can customize a rotor. You can put a name on it, an inscription, and what I've had put on mine is my Petrol Ped logo. So that truly makes this watch my own. The downside of that is I've got to fit it now. So what I need to do is take this rotor off and then put this new rotor on. And I'm not so sure I'm going to be able to get on camera the Petrol Ped logo. It is tiny, but I'll give it a go. Oh, there you go. So that is got to be put into the back of the watch. So that rotor there, and then we can start putting the back on and sealing it. But yes, fiddly as. So I've now got to basically remove this. I've got loads of really cool tools here. I gave it a really good clean beforehand, but as I said, the videos are really, really super useful. But so's this eyepiece thing. Makes me look like some kind of dodgy geezer. Spring forward about half an hour, and I now have that. If I lift it up to the camera, you'll be able to see it. It's finished, people. It's all done. So I basically got a glass back on the rear. You can see the little rotor. All I need to do now is put the strap on it, which I can do. I can take my little finger condoms off. Your fingers get really sweaty under there. Guess what? There was a video showing you how to put the strap on. Unsurprising there, really. But there we go. A very cool strap. I don't think I've seen a strap like this. It's called a parachute strap. It's like a elastic strap, and then you do that. There she blows. Cool. Done it. There you go. I'll give you some shots of that. So there you go. A bit of a different video, I know. I just wanted to kind of have a chat. It's, I guess, similar to a dog walk video, really. And doing the DIY Watch Club build at the same time was just a bit of fun. Honestly, I found it really interesting. It's taken maybe, I think if you weren't filming yourself, I reckon within a couple of hours you can get your watch built, but the second hand is working. It's still keeping time. This is good news. And it's a really lovely watch. I'm very, very impressed with it. And the nice thing is I spec'd it myself. So I spec'd the hands and the face. It's got the little personalized rotor on the back, and I made it myself. And certainly, you know, as a bit of fun, highly recommended. As I said, I'll put the description links below. All you do is need to click on the link. It will take you through to DIY Watch Club website, and you can have a look at the different watches they've got. And if you want to have one, let me know. If you order one and have a build, then let me know how you get on. But I really like that. It's a very, very smart watch indeed. Stay tuned to the channel, people. Lots and lots of exciting stuff coming next year. I'm going to try and get to the States to do some filming out there. I want to do more collaborations, as I mentioned. I'm going to be carrying on my ambassadorship with Hendy, so I'll be getting regular cars dropping with them. We're just in the process of working out what my next car is going to be. I've got a couple of plans for the two Minis in terms of modifications. I can't see myself, there won't be a new purchase of a car next year. I just don't really see I need one. The Ruby Roadster is my track day weapon now, and then Charlie Clubman is the daily, and I love it to bits and would struggle at the moment to work out what I would replace it with. But that doesn't mean to say I'm not going to get more and more cars. You guys are the linchpin of the channel, so please let me know in the descriptions below what kind of stuff you'd like me to do. I want to try and do a meet and greet next year, for sure. I'm currently talking about a meet and greet and working out where that can be so that it's easy for as many people as possible to get to, and it's big enough just in case you all turn up. I'm going to be sorting out a new line of merchandise in the new year because, as I'm sure many of you know, sadly Control and Shift closed their doors for business at the end of this year. So I'm looking at some new merch as well. So lots and lots of exciting things coming to the channel. But 2022 is the year that I take YouTube full time. And I really am very, very excited to do that. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a chat with you guys. It's a shame I had to do it during the day because this is the kind of thing you do in the evening with a nice glass of wine or something, but sadly I've got to get in the car and drive very shortly. But I hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come. And I'll see you on the next film. But for now, you take care, guys. Drive safe.